Well, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Steve Van Meter, your senior minister. It's my pleasure to welcome you here this morning. I know that you have a lot of different places you can go on Sunday morning, but you found yourself here. You made it in Zoom land even. Wow. You turned your computer on this morning, I see. Well, we're really glad that you're here. We have a great program planned for you this morning. Happy holidays. If that's your thing, or happy Kwanzaa, or happy Hanukkah, or whatever you're celebrating it with us. And we have some announcements this morning, but first thing we're going to do is what we do every Sunday morning, is recite our vision mission statement up on the screen, which says, we are open, loving, spiritual community, dedicated to evolving consciousness through teaching spiritual principles. Well, we have a lot going on here, so I hope you brought your pad to take notes, or maybe a pad to lay down and rest your head. Special thank you to our Taizé service. The practitioners did a Taizé service this last Wednesday, and it was phenomenal. So I want to thank the practitioner team and everybody that came and participated and brought, see all the goodies over there? They brought canned goods as part of their donations. So we have a bunch of donations for our food bank. The Foster Children's Giving Tree. You see that tree with nothing on it over there? We, as a group, gave the foster kids 25 of them we fulfilled all of the gifts. So and we haven't done that in a couple of years because of the COVID stuff, but we were able last year to give a couple $100 to that program, and they bought stuff for the kids. Game night update. Game night is on hold, postponed until after the holidays. Stay tuned. New membership drive. We are growing by leaps and bounds in this center. We last month we had over six people apply for membership. Yeah, well, and we haven't had that many people at one time apply for membership since I've been here. So somebody's doing something right. I don't know. God's at work, right? Membership has its privileges here. If you become a member, they have this new thing that if you become a member, you get 6 months of Science of Mind magazine digital right on your computer for 6 months. It's a wonderful little program they're doing to encourage people and to get to know what our teaching is all about. Also, as a member, you get to vote when we have elections, and you can also hold an office here after you've been here for 6 months. And that's a big thing, to be part of the leadership here. So we invite you to invite your neighbor, your friend, your dog catcher, your dog, anybody to come and join us. Even in Zoom land, we have virtual membership now. So if you find yourself on Zoom and you want to be part of our service or center, you can find at grantspasscsl.org. Click on the membership button and you can put in an application. How many of you guys use Amazon? Anybody? Did you know that if you click Amazon Smile, that Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living gets a little kickback? Doesn't cost you nothing. And we get a little something at the end of the year. And actually, last year we got $262 for you just naming us as your charitable contribution. So if you use Amazon, check out Amazon Smile, look for our center. It's there. I'm part of it. I do it. I probably was half of that 262. But it's nice to get a little kickback for just using something you're going to do anyway. So please name us as your charitable contribution. Upcoming events, the Crystal Singing Bowl Sound Bath Meditation and the Soul Collage Workshop are canceled right now. They will come back in January, but there's so much going on right now that it was trying to fit it into the schedule was just too much. So look for that next year. I'll be home for Christmas holiday party. Yay! We are having another awesome party, and there's a sign up in the back. There are sign-up sheets in the back to let us know if you're coming and indicate what kind of side dish or dessert you are bringing. You can also sign up to help set up on December 15th or help with cleanup after the party, because my microphone. Oh. Yeah, I've got a new cord for this thing, but it wasn't long enough. It needs to go all the way back from here, all the way back to the board. I got a 25-footer and it got me over there. So if you want to sign up to clean up, Home for the Holidays is our inspired party. And we're not doing our regular gift exchange. We are doing an ornament exchange. So find an ornament for like 10 or 15 bucks, or you can even make an ornament, right? Get creative. And we're having the traditional turkey and ham. Christmas songs will be led by David Treja. And it is, if you need more information, you can talk to Wendy, Jamaica, Chris, or Paula. Or if you're on Zoom, you can email me or Jamaica, and we'll put you on the list. New meditation group. Has anybody been over there? Yeah, we got a couple of people that's going over there. We have a new meditation group every Sunday morning at 9:50 to 10:05. And it's right in the LEC. Come join us for a quiet time to just contemplate the universe and get clear. But it's put on by our practitioner corps, and they're awesome. They're rocking it. So we're really happy to have that back. Christmas and New Year's Day services. Our Christmas and New Year's Day services will be happening at our normal time. Some people wanted to do it Christmas Eve, and some people wanted to not do it. And I said, no, we're just going to do it like we normally do. But on New Year's Day, we are transforming this room into a labyrinth. There will be a labyrinth where you're all sitting, and we're going to do what's called a burning bowl ritual, where you release everything you want to get rid of from the last year, or maybe previous years, if you've been collecting that long. And you write a letter to yourself of what you want to have happen in the new year. Isn't that kind of cool? So you release, you got to let go, and then you got to fill it with something, because if you don't fill it with something, the universe will. And if you're not specific, it's like building a house and going to Home Depot and saying, just load up the truck, whatever you got. You have to be specific. Write it down and something happens. Let's see. Foundations class, free foundation class is coming in January. The Foundations of Science of Mind is our very basic class. It's 10 weeks. It's going to be Friday, January 6th and every consecutive Friday from 1 to 4 p.m. It's usually $200. We're waiving that fee. You do have to pay the $45 registration fee, and there's a $10 workbook fee. So it's $55. And you need to get a Science of Mind textbook available in the bookstore. And you can sign up in the back or see me and we can talk about it. Also, our Science of Mind magazine somehow got lost in the mail for December. So we have called them and they are resending a new box to us. So we're going to look for that in the next couple of days getting to us. And the Metaphysical Book Study Group continues from 9 to 9:45. And we had 8 people today. It is growing. So you want to get in on that. We are studying Ernest Holmes' Living the Science of Mind. And today there was so much metaphysical dynamite. We only got through 3 pages because there was so much to talk about. And it was so in-depth. And that is the end of our announcements. And now, please stand as Dave leads us in singing We Are One.
Good morning, I'm practitioner Bucky Dennerline, and I invite you to read with me the gratitude this morning. In deep gratitude, I know and feel my connection with all, and so it is. Well, welcome. So great to see all of you here and on Zoom. Tracia Wiley is holding the high watch at the back of the room. And she is here to guide you to affirmative prayer after the service if your heart is calling for that. Our prayers can be needs, and they can be joys, and they can be wants, and they can be demonstrations. So please share with us practitioners your prayers. We'll take a time after the service to do that with you. So please see Tracia. If there are other practitioners that would like to be recognized that they're available for prayer after the service today, would you please raise your hand? Great. Thank you. Super. Just a note about the practitioners, in case you don't know what we are, what we do. We're the healing arm of our center. We're here to help you and serve this center. We have studied and trained under the Science of Mind curriculum for a couple of years and a couple of years leading up to it, in the art, science, and skill of affirmative prayer. We are licensed to practice professionally and bound by a high code of ethics to respect your confidentiality and privacy. Today, Barbara has outdone herself with this amazing, beautiful, thank you so much, Barbara. Beautiful arrangement. It's just gorgeous. If there is anyone here for the first time, we don't want to embarrass you, but we want to recognize you and give you a gift. So if you have not been with us before, please raise your hand because Reverend Steve has a packet for you. So anybody? First time? Okay, looks like over the other side, Reverend Steve. Yeah. So we welcome you. Welcome home. And if you haven't turned off your cell phone, please do that now. And let's read our prayer that would come up on the screen here together. In my heart, I connect with the whole of life. My perceived differences are laid aside as I feel the oneness of community. And so it is. Let's remain seated as we sing, I Am Loved. I found some wonderful inspiration in our Science of Mind magazine this month from Reverend Sharon Mitchell, and I'd like to share some of her thoughts as we look at the topic of unity and community this month. Diversity is a fact. We are immersed in diversity. We have but to observe the beauty and wonder of it when walking in nature, or even browsing the grocery store aisles. It's natural and diverse, this life we live in, and we are comfortably inclusive. We seek to belong through gatherings or communities, a unified body with common characteristics or interests. This begins with our families and extends to like-minded gatherings such as faith gatherings, sports, politics, or our circles of influence with our friends. Unity is within the word community. Only when belonging requires similar thinking are we limited. Like-minded people reinforce one another's viewpoints, a phenomenon called group polarization. Ernest Holmes said, practically the whole human race is hypnotized because it thinks that somebody else told it to think. And he said this a long time before social media was available 24/7. The inclusion of the diverse viewpoints through a sense of adventure and curiosity creates the opportunity for inclusive collaboration. We are now moving from the comfort zone, passing through discomfort to learning and growth zones. Most of you are familiar with the term New Thought. And one aspect of it is that it's evolutionary and expansive thinking, open at the top. And under the umbrella of New Thought are many communities. The opportunity before us is connectivity and collaboration, being inclusive of diversity and supportive of equity and justice. What follows is the creation of equitable systems to support inclusion. Each person is an idea of the divine As Holmes said, I am a gift. The very fact that I exist suggests that I have something to do here that only can be done by me. I am a necessary ingredient in the world at this time. I invite you to go into the silence and bring into your consciousness that we are the ones here to do this important work. Knowing that each one of us has our part and plays a role, we gratefully step into this service and community today. And so it is. Let's have some special music from Dave Flick and Reverend Steve's message.
I want to especially invite everyone to come on out this Friday, and that is our annual Christmas party, I guess, party program. And I was just handed a list of Christmas songs from Trasia. And these are the ones that we're going to be singing, plus more. So if you have any requests, make sure you bring some of those along with you. We'll see if we can sing them too. But anyhow, if you love Christmas songs, come on out this Friday. Well, it's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear it ring. Soon it will be Christmas Eve. Stoplights, they break a bright red as the shoppers rush home with their treasures. big snow crunch. This is Santa's big city, and above all the bustle, silver bells, it's Christmas time. Ring a ding. It'll ring. Well, soon it will be Christmas time. Silver bells, soon it will be Christmas Day. Soon it will be Christmas Day. See you all Friday.
See if I can do this without knocking the thing off, huh? Well, the first thing we're gonna do is we have a little business to take care of because we have some certificates. There is nothing better than taking a class. You know, Sunday is great, but you want to deepen yourself in this teaching, you take classes because we are a teaching center and there's always some sort of class going on. So what I'd like to do is invite Deborah Purdue, our practitioner coordinator, also the teacher of this class, which is Meditation is More Than You Think. And we're going to pass out these certificates. So the first one is for Nicole Brown. Come on up. Next one is Guy Young. Hey. Hey. Next is Sherry Green, who's not here. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get that to her. Let's hear it for her. Lisa Buckman, come on up. And Paul Buckman, come on up. Congratulations. And Shirley Mayette, come on up. Next is Allison Parrish. And Enzo Taglia. And here we have our Meditation is More Than You Think class. Congratulations. All righty, thank you. And I've got another certificate here for a very special student. Our practitioners, the practitioner classes that we do are very intensive. And we just graduated 2 practitioners, Janice Garibay and Jamaica Wallace. And we have another graduate who graduated the class but decided not to license at this time. You know, you can take the classes, but you don't have to become a practitioner right away. It's up to you. But I would like to invite Claire Green up to the stage. She did a lot of work. So let's hear You know, when you decide to take classes and you just keep taking classes, all of a sudden you can become a practitioner. If you keep at it, you can become a minister too, but that's a whole other story. That's all I did. I just had taken a bunch more classes than you guys. But there is a spiritual consciousness that does go with becoming a licensed practitioner, licensed minister, or whatever you choose to license yourself as. This month is on community, living everyday wonder. And the title today is Into We See. And I would like to change that into intimacy. Into me see. Get it? That's what intimacy really means, is being able to know someone that well. You know, I want to start off by thanking Deborah Perdue and Jamaica, who have stood in for me the last 2 weeks when I couldn't be here. It allowed me to go and have some time away. I got to officiate a wedding for my friends in Southern California, which was a blast. But I'm glad, it's good to be home. You know, there's nothing like coming home, is there? A richer, greater experience of life begins when we enter into a community, a common unity. Or I like to think of it as a calm unity. Because if it's all crazy, what are we doing, right? We need to be able to get along. Can't we all just get along? When we train ourselves to see the big picture, we have a greater experience of humanity. This is what it means to be a metaphysician. Metaphysics, beyond the physical realm. See, there's a whole world going on beyond what we see. This is but an outpicturing of the one. You know, there's only one here. You can call it God, Christ consciousness, source energy. That's your business. You get to call it whatever you want. I think there's as many religions as there are people in the world, because everybody has their own belief. You know, you can't say, well, my religion is right. My religion is right for me, but I don't want to superimpose that upon anybody else. That wouldn't be freedom, would it? So we need to look beyond our appearances. Community is the invisible memory that we call the inside job. You are an outpicturing of your consciousness. Community is where we all play out our lives on a bigger scale, both consciously and unconsciously. It's the first circle in what unity creates as our larger community structure. Begins with our family, right? Our culture, our country, our world. At the micro level, it is our individual choices that influence not only our experience, but the character and subtext of our community. So how does life get to be the way it is? How did your life get to be the way it is? Well, if you had the parents I would, you'd see how it turned out the way I did. You are always at a choice point. Through the decisions and the choices that you make in every moment, you're always at a fork in the road. And you get to choose. Are you going to take the high road or the low road? Is that me talking to myself? We need to mute if you can. So our thinking is what got us here. And our motto for this teaching is change your thinking you can't do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result, right? That's called insanity. We've been there, though. We've been there. I mean, I'm not saying you're insane, but I know I've been crazy. I expected things to change and I didn't change a single thing, but wanted things to change. The beauty of alchemy of a community unfolds when we realize that through our spheres of influence, our communities change. This is our point of power. Where are you able to make choices in your life? Now, we've all seen somebody, they're just different. You know, that would change the whole political landscape, right? They're just different. They're just this or that, or a combination, or nothing. But everybody's something. And everybody has the right to be whatever they choose to be. Just, you know, go play with it over there. Because that's not how I want to express. Thirdly, practicing curiosity in interactions with others develops deeper and richer relationships. Curiosity expresses a genuine interest in another person's life and experience of the world, while checking out our own assumptions and biases. It's really interesting when you find out that maybe you've been holding someone that you know in a light of misunderstanding. And when you finally are given the light of truth and you have to do an amends, I've told this story before, but it was a roommate of mine who I swore had stolen my can of beans. Boy, I knew they were after my can of beans. I put it right there on the shelf and it was gone. And I didn't want to say anything, but I treated them horribly. I didn't want to bring up the can of beans until I was looking for some things weeks later and I found that can of beans had been pushed to the back. And I realized I've been treating my roommate terribly because I thought they ate my can of beans. And they didn't. I misplaced it. They probably got their own groceries and pushed mine to the back. They didn't take it. And when that happened, I had to go back and find out all the things that I had done because I was so upset with them and I couldn't tell them about the beans. But see, it's little things like that that we can say, I have to do an amends. I have to say, I'm sorry, I was wrong. And it actually makes you feel kind of good, you know? Because hey, we're here to learn things. We're gonna rub each other the wrong way at times. It's just how it is being in life together. So let's get over it and let's say our amends, shall we? You know, tell someone you just meet, say, I'm sorry. Start with that, right? Then you're kind of done a blanket thing and then you have no wrong, right?
No, it doesn't work that way, Steve.
When you're wrong, you have to admit it. If you break it, you fix it. You know, it's kindergarten, right? You borrow it, you give it back. You hurt someone, you say you're sorry. You know, it's pretty basic. It's just that when we don't know that we've hurt someone is when we get into trouble. And when someone says, what you said hurt me. You say, I didn't say it like that. You took it that way. That's on you. We have to see through other people's eyes. Can we do that? So in conclusion, identify for yourself some way you could expand your experience of community. Step into a new role somewhere. Join a group that has been curious to you about something. Take up pickleball. I don't know. Take up collecting nuts and bolts. I don't know. But find something that gets you into a group of people that you normally would not associate with. And just observe. You might find that they're more like you than you thought. Our personal sense of who represents our community can be a result of ideas and norms formed in our youth. You know, why are you in the political party you're in? Don't answer that. Who is your favorite sports team and why? You may not realize how much bigger the world is until we deliberately step outside our own biases, our own habits, and our own misunderstandings. We have to get out of our comfort zones, because getting out of our comfort zones is going to be the healing that this plane of existence needs for us to move forward in consciousness. We tend to skim off the top rather than reaching in to really connect. We need to begin to be vulnerable and curious. It's time to encourage a meaningful dialogue with each and every person that we meet. The benefit is a greater and a richer community experience. So next time you hear the word intimacy, think about into me see. See who I am, and you will discover who you are. And so it is. I want to take a moment and remember who we are, follow our teaching, and go within. Let's just take a moment. I invite you to bring to the forefront of your consciousness what you believe created you. You can call it source energy or Christ consciousness or great spirit. That's your business. But I think we can all agree that we are unified in a field of love. That love is the very venue in which we greet one another. That truly love is holding everything together. It is our love of what we choose to be, do, and have that allows us to wake up each morning and be excited about the day. Go to bed and dream of the things we choose to be, do, and have. Now, I may not know what you're walking through right now, but I know that the creative energy that brought you here knows. And as we activate that creative energy in our situations, we begin to see the light. A healing begins to be revealed to us. A new connection is made. A new idea is formed. A new resolution begins to be brought to your consciousness. Because I know that that miraculous energy of creation is always on. And it is happening right here, right now, in this very moment. Whatever situation you have found yourself in, imagine it resolved right now. What does it look like healed? What does it look like now that you're on the other side of it? What have you learned? And how can you pass that learning on to someone else in your community so that they won't have to suffer, so that they won't have to wrestle with it? Sometimes it is in the wrestling that we work things out. But what I know is that whatever you're working with, I see it as healed. The miraculous energy of oneness is now in the midst of all of our challenging situations, bringing forth that healing and that revealing of truth. So we are grateful. We are grateful in advance for that resolution. How good it is to know that something powerful is who and what we are. So we let go. We release this word directly into that light. we turn away, not to deny the challenge, but not to give it any more power. And in the turning away, we turn into the love that we seek, for that is truly who and what we are. We let go and we let God be God in us and as us, as we affirm this together by saying, and so it is. Amen. It's time for our offertory. So if you'd like to take your gift and put it in your hand, and let's put it on our heart, and let's recite our offertory idea about sharing, which says, with a grateful heart, I give joyously, knowing I cannot outgive God. So, okay. Beautiful. Thank you, Dave. Let's say a prayer for the offertory this morning. From the love of pure spirit, these tithes and gifts have been collected. They are evidence of our faith, our belief, and our ability to manifest in this world form. They do good works in this world. They bless the giver and the receiver. And allow this Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living to be open and available for those who are choosing to remember who they are, and even for those who may not know it yet. And for this, we are all well blessed. And so it is. And it's time for our healing song. So Dave, take it away.
We're gonna go south of the border on this one. Navidad. Rest upon our español. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año de felicidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero
happening right now.
Something wonderful is happening right now.
It's happening in my mind.
It's happening in my mind.
It's happening in my body.
It's happening in my body.
It's happening in the body of my affairs.
It's happening in the body of my affairs.
I think it.
I think it.
I feel it.
I feel it.
And I know it. Just the way that it is.
Just the way that it is.
Just the way that it is not.
Just the way it is not.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
Awesome week. Sign up for the party in the back, please. Happy Christmas.
How many? 6. Nice message. Yeah, meditation. It all just comes